These were highlights of the European Union Observers Report. Electoral Commission lacked independence and transparency. There was orchestrated use of state resources and personnel for campaign purposes. Government officials took an active role to campaign for the NRM candidate President Yoweri Museveni. There were no legal measures to ensure a level playing field in the campaign. 20% of the polling stations observed, the numbers in the declaration results forms did not reconcile. That the entire tallying process lacked transparency and checks against electoral malpractices. The electronic results transmission system did not contain key and fraud measures. In several districts, the electronic transfer did not take place. Results were brought to EC in person by district returning officers. Though results were declared within the legally binding 48 hours, results did not contain data from 70% of the polling stations. And that during the post-election period, police targeted the opposition. Addressing the media during the release of their final report on the 2016 general elections, the EU Observers Mission team led by Edward Kukani, an MP from Slovakia, said they have no mandate to recommend sanctions against Uganda, despite all numerous irregularities cited.
The calling of the sanctions is not our mandate. It's not my mandate and not the mandate of the observation mission. You would be asking too much from us if we would put that you should sanction IGP or somebody. You know, do you think it would be good if you? Oh, okay, we would start a long philosophical discussion. Do you like instructions? Do you like dictates from abroad to Uganda?
He said their mandate ends at making recommendations.
We are presenting as recommendations. You take it or leave it. But on the other side, I stress that this time we are very serious. We were very serious that we are giving recommendations, not instructions.
So, with the anomalies, was the election free and fair?
We don't use this terminology. We are usually in our reports not saying that elections were free and fair unless they are fully free and fair.
Recently, President Museveni fired a salvo at Western powers, saying they cannot lecture him on Uganda's democratic process.
Nobody is lecturing President Museveni. He's a very strong personality. He wouldn't allow anybody to lecture him, as I know him and as I had the opportunity to speak to him.
The U.S. Ambassador Deborah Maraka, together with the other diplomats, attended the occasion at Protea Hotel in Kampala.
But as a longtime friend and partner of Uganda, we in the United States believe it's important, as you would do with any friend, if we have concerns about things that or steps that they may be taking, to try to give them, our view on whether or not they might want to change their behavior or pursue certain sorts of changes. But at the end of the day, it is ultimately up to Ugandans to decide how they wish their country to work and to function.
Maraka hit back at critics, saying she will not be muzzled and will continue to speak whenever there is an affront of people's civil liberties.
And he is certainly free to say whatever he wishes to say. I come from a very democratic country. We do not set ourselves up as perfect. We are freely discuss our many problems and continue to try to build and improve. As such, I believe very strongly in freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and so I will defend your right or anyone else's right to say whatever they wish, even if it's not something flattering about me. So that's what democracy is all about, to give everyone the opportunity to express what they feel or they believe.
Amongst its recommendations, the EU Observer team proposes an inclusive and transparent selection, appointment and removal mechanism for the EC commissioners.
Fortunately, they don't have time to receive us, so we duly asked about the appointment, and they said that they will be ready next week when we shall be all back in our countries. I wanted to use your question to express my disillusion about not having the possibility to meet the chairman of the commission.
Civil society should be engaged in the selection of EC commissioners and also subject the proposed candidates to public scrutiny. The Public Order and Management Act should be repealed, especially where it grants police to disperse meetings. steps should be taken to clearly differentiate the state from the ruling party in an electoral context. Jingo Francis, NTV.